Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Did you have a great weekend? I hope you did. Juice. Getting a very, very late start today. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I gotta get my wife to JFK. She's going out to visit Teresa out in Arizona for a week. If anybody has ever driven from Connecticut to JFK, madon, you know what I'm talking about. Nothing else need be said. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Maurice and the trumpet shell sound. Like everything he does, it's just glorious. Let me ask you this. Has anybody out there with the thousands, hundreds of thousands of things? Hey guys, a little bit of a jump cut. Anyway, where were we? Of the hundreds of things, if not thousands, of little snippets on YouTube, has anybody ever heard Maurice not sound great? I haven't. If you find one when he sounds a little, strained in the upper register, let me know. I haven't. I think we can find, certainly myself and lots of people that aren't at 100%. It just happens. But I can't remember Maurice not sounding extraordinary. Anyway, let me honk and we'll talk about that. Okay, bodes well. I had a terrific day. I played about 45 minutes yesterday. And my chops felt great. So there's no reason that I should have any leftover residue today. And there you go. Shall we caress the baby? Anyway, locked in. Double C's and caress the baby. All on juice. And I've done about 250 swings. I haven't been on the bike yet or whatever. So here's the deal, guys. Let me talk about Easter a little bit. I had maybe 12 guys students of mine, some form or another, play the 1SB, who had jobs yesterday and on Easter. Multiple performances. It can be grueling depending on what the instrumentation is and all that sort of stuff, and you'll see, I'll get to that in a minute. But every single one of them reported back, no sweat. Killed it. Killed it. Minimal warm-up. Every single one of them, minimal warm-up, if any warm-up at all. Perfect intonation, great reviews from the choir master, the people in the congregation come up, shake their hand. Every single one of them got more work from it. Guys, the 1SB is a great, great mouthpiece for church. Okay? You've heard me play the piccolo, just the sparkle. You heard the dark, rich resonance of the E-flat trumpet. It's a great, great. And I got my, did I tell you? I'm not sure if I did. I got my order in. So all of you that are back ordered with the 1SB and the 1SS and everything, if it hasn't gone out already, it will on Monday. Okay? And I'll notify you. But, yeah, you paid the money. They're all coming. All right. Anyway, let me tell you about the performance I went to, the church I went to. I was not playing. and I'll let you listen to Maurice. Now, my wife teaches at a private school in New Canaan, Connecticut, which is right next door to Norwalk. And it is literally one of the wealthiest communities per capita in the world. I mean, it's just extraordinarily wealthy. And they waste no expense whatsoever on the church. The church itself is absolutely glorious. It's relatively nouveau, I'm going to say 40 years old maybe. Just marble floors, and oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous facility with an absolutely world-class, they're very proud of the guy that built it. I forgot his name. World-class organ. I mean, the instrument is incredible with the sound system that is just to die for. It's like no expense is spared. The choir master is wonderful. As you all know, a difference between a piano player playing the organ and an actual organist playing the organist is night and day. And he is a literal organist with a PhD in choral conducting. I mean, he's tremendous. The chorus is tremendous. The nucleus is about, day to day is about 20 strong parishioners, all very, very talented parishioners. And for the big services, they augment with ringers from New York. It's an incredible performance. Now, they hire brass for Easter and Christmas, okay? 2 trumpet players that I know quite reasonably well. They're colleagues, they're not really friends. French horn, tenor trombone, bass trombone, tuba, harp, and timpani. All from the Stanford Symphony. They're very, very good. Okay, and this performance was no different. They did an absolutely beautiful job. Now, as you can imagine, the trumpet players, Stanford Symphony guys, were Bach mouthpiece, born and bred. Okay? Now, I went over to them afterwards and congratulated them on how great they sounded. And they sounded spectacular. And I'll get to that in a second. But there's 2 things that I noticed. One, and I was watching them, I was sitting almost right next to them while doing the performance. Okay? B flat, C, D, E flat, and pick. 5 trumpets for 2 players each. So that's 10 trumpets for 2 players to get through a performance that did not have a high C in it. Now, they sounded great. I'm not saying. Now, listen, if you go back, and I hate Bach mouthpieces, but I'm the last one to tell you can't make them work. But you need small trumpets. Nobody wants to hear a Bach mouthpiece on a B-flat trumpet. Arturo Sandoval, we've talked about that. Okay? So anyway, I couldn't believe all the trumpets that are going back. And 2 guys are splitting the first. There's one predominantly guy, but the other guy plays some first as well. So anyway, I'm all done, and this was startling. I'm all done, I'll go over, hey guys, you sounded great. And they were this far from me. They both turned, hey Ralph, how you doing? Guys, it looked like they got punched in the face. One of the guys, the guy that's playing the bulk of the lead, literally had open cuts. It had to be excruciatingly painful to play. Had to be. Now, guys, as I told you, it can be done. Chris Martin gets the job done. He's an excellent player. Bilger gets the job done. But what they have to go through to get it done because of that godforsaken mouthpiece. Now, Herb Smith, Tom DeLibero, Perico, Nick Drozdov could play that gig on a B-flat trumpet. 1 trumpet, if the chops were right, and sound extraordinary. Now, to compare anybody to those guys is asking a lot. That's almost not fair. Well, he's not as good as Hertha, so that's not fair. Okay? But still, I'm just trying to prove a point here. And each one of them, if they wanted to bring their piccolo along, just because it's gathering dust and they want to play a little bit, they could do that. But they could absolutely get it done with 1 mouthpiece and not 1 mark on their lips. Now, they had played 3 performances. The performance I heard was the last one. Okay, they had played 2 before that, and they played the Saturday vigil the night before. So they had played a lot in a 24-hour period. But guys, just mangled. And what you have to go through, and the guy that had the cuts, guys, I don't know how he's going to play for at least a couple days. Now, it's not like there was blood, but it looked like he got scraped. It made me uncomfortable to look at it. And they sounded great, but at what cost? At what cost? Things have changed, guys. Since the time I started playing in New York, things have changed. And this 1SB mouthpiece covers all the bases. Now, if you look at Maurice, the trumpet shell sound, he's not playing a Bach mouthpiece. Okay, and again, to compare these guys to Maurice is not fair. All right, I get it. And they did it, I can't say it enough. I'm not using their names, I'm not slamming them. They did an unbelievable job. There was like no clams at all. And the upper register got a little, again, for the third performance, got a little weird. But, guys, it can be done, but why would you want to? Be like Herb Smith. Play the symphony gig on the 1SB and the Sima trumpet, and then hop in a cab and go downtown and play lead with Paul Anka right after the gig. He's done that before and played double Cs on one mouthpiece, one trumpet, and killed both performances. That's true power. All right, guys, we'll talk more tomorrow. Love you all.